Look, we all have been in relationships, right? And with the new technology out these days and so many devices, cell phones, iPads, laptops, Apple Watches, all of it, right? We all have, how can I put this? We all have had experiences dealing with a partner who has a phone, right? If you are living in this day and age, you've had a partner that has had a phone. And we've all had that moment where we wanted to go through said phone. Or we've had a partner who's wanted to go through our phones. Or maybe there was a day when you actually did go through the phone. Let's talk about that shit. That's what we're talking about today. We're talking about some smartphones and the dumb shit behind the smartphones. Better yet, the dumb people behind the smartphones. Are y'all ready to talk about it? Here we go. Linkin with Robbie. So dude hit me in my DM, right? And I'm just like, all you niggas freak out, and that's just all it is. First off, girl, fuck him. And you are now listening to Linkin with Robbie. Welcome back. It's your boy Robbie K, and I'm back with another one. It is the Linkin with Robbie podcast, and this is episode. What is this episode number? You guys, I really should keep track of this because this is not professional. It's not professional at all. Episode 43. Yes, we are. How is everybody doing? How's your mental health? How is your loved ones? Are you guys ready for Valentine's Day? I done figured out what I'm getting, babe. I've already established what I'm getting him. I've already put my gifts in the cart. I already placed my orders. Everything is ready, set, time to go. Like, I have some things I want to do for him. I have some practical stuff that I know he actually wants. I have something I want to do romantically. And something, of course, I got to do that's a little bit, Robbie coded. Some of you may not understand what that means. But I can't reveal what that's going to be because he may be listening. And this episode going to come out before Valentine's Day, so I don't need him to know, find out beforehand. But, yeah, I got something for him. Something sexy, nasty. Something up my alley. Outside of that, I've been good, though. My mental health has been A1. No matter what hiccups I have faced throughout the past year or just in the last few weeks or days, I still feel good. I had a bad dream last night, actually, and I somehow still managed to make my day better. Like, am I the only one who can have a bad dream and it can set off emotion like the worst day ever? I can't be the only one that experiences that, because I do, and I fucking hate it. I hate how I can have a dream and it can ruin my whole day. But somehow my dream last night did not do that. So let me slow it down and explain to y'all what my dream was all about. I had wrote it down because I like to do a dream journal. I keep track of my dreams sometimes because if they're really interested and really detailed, I do want to take note of it so I can be able to look back on it and reflect and be like, what the fuck was that about? So I had a dream that my boyfriend found some acting gig for me. Mind you, I'm not even acting, but apparently in my dream, I was an actor. And so he found an acting gig for me, apparently, and brought me to it. Come to find out, it was a porno. It was an acting gig for like a set scene or a porn scene or whatever. And he was the director. Now, mind you, I didn't know nothing about this in my dream. I didn't know he was a director. I didn't know he directed explicit material. I didn't know he did any of that. So mind you, you got me and all these other people, and I'm just pissed off. I ain't get undressed. I ain't get none of that. I was mad. I was frustrated. I didn't like feeling like I was manipulated. I didn't like feeling like I was lied to. I felt betrayed, hurt, all kind of things. And I don't know why I was so upset in my dream, but I was very upset. And on top of that, he over here talking and communicating with all these other people that's here, I guess models or porn stars or whatever the case may be. I went off and swung on one of them because Why you up in my nigga face? You keep trying to hump on him and touch his ass and stuff. Now, mind you, he's fully clothed. My nigga fully clothed. Why you all up on his ass? Back the fuck up. So, I spazzed and I popped him. And we was fighting. And then I wake up. And I woke up mad as hell. And it took me a good hour to kind of like come back like to earth, calm down, and be able to say, Robbie, it was a dream. Robbie, your man does not do content or anything film related. He's not a director. None of this will ever happen. And he did not betray your trust. It was a dream. And I put on some good music that really just made me feel motivated and put me in a positive spirit because I still had to go to work, And that's another thing. Like, a dream can set off a bad day, especially when you got to go to work and you got to go focus. And the last thing you want to be thinking about and overthinking about is what you just dreamed about a few hours ago. So I had to really clear my head, get my headspace back to where it needed to be, and focus my attention back where I needed it to have to be. And I was actually able to do that. I was really proud of myself. Like, sometimes as human beings, we're going to get caught up in our emotions. We're going to get caught up in our head, overthink, overanalyze things that aren't even worth analyzing. But if you're able to sit down, release all those bad thoughts, clear your head of any thoughts at all, and able to really self-reflect and say, Robbie, don't let these moments of overthinking like catapult your day into the wrong direction. Just allow it to just be a dream, allow it to just be a thought, and let it go in one and out the other. Like, do not let it settle. Do not simmer it. Do not sit up there and reflect on it and over and over and over and over and over again. Think about it, because you're just going to get upset about nothing. The worst thing you want to do is get upset about nothing. You don't want to overthink anything, and you don't want to make anything become real. It's a dream. Don't give a dream more power than it needs. You know what I mean? So that's how my day started today. But I was still able to get my job done, go to work, focus. I didn't have an attitude with Bay. I was nice to him. I showed him affection and confidence, all that good stuff. Whatever. It was all good. I'm just proud of myself, because normally that would have had my day ruined. I would have had an attitude. I would have been in my feelings all day about some fuck ass dream that wasn't even real. And I think that's a lesson to us all, that if you have a bad dream about your partner, you don't wake up and take it out on your partner. It's a dream. You need to be able to look at it and say, hey, this was my dream. I don't know what it means. Cool. Keep it moving. Do not pursue it. Do not make it bigger than it needs to be. And I've learned that now. I can say that. I have accepted that. I've learned that. And I think I control myself as long as it's not too realistic. I think because it wasn't as realistic, I was able to do so. But regardless of the matter, don't allow anything that's just fantasy based or anything that's not real, that's something that's formed from your imagination. Do not allow it to ruin your energy and fuck up your day. I think that's the main takeaway, you guys. What do you think? That's what I think. Outside of that, he wants me to move in with him, y'all. I don't think I'm ready for that. And it's not that I don't want to move in with my partner. Of course, I do want to be with him, forever. I don't date just to play around. I date to try to spend my life with my partner. I do want to build something. I'm older now. I'm in my mid-30s, or approaching my mid-30s. He's in his late 30s. So we're older and we're ready to settle down. So I'm not looking to just have fun and play around. I've done that already. You feel me? I have enough hookup stories to talk about. I actually want something serious. It's been a while since I've been in something serious. So of course, with it being serious, moving in will come eventually. Eventually, marriage talk will come. You know what I mean? Things that are going to happen in the future, we have to talk about. And because of this, he wants me to move in so bad. And I'm just not ready to take that step. And it's nothing personal against him. We're still new in this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we dated for a year and we were exclusive we're going on 4 months now. But I want to make sure when I move in that I feel our foundation is good enough and strong enough that moving in won't be an issue. Do I see him and hang with him every other night? Yes, I do. Do I spend a night for multiple nights in a week? Yes, I do. But to take that leap and move in and live, man, I don't even know if I'm ready for that step. Last time I moved in with a nigga, the nigga put me out on my ass. And then he moved out and moved in with some other nigga. So I'm not too keen about that. I've always said the next time I move, I want it to be my own thing. I want to have my own name on the lease. I want to be a part of it. I don't want to just be a body in your home. I don't want you to feel like you have that much power and control over me. People use materials and money to control people, and I don't want to be under nobody's control. I'm grown, and I want to be able to feel like I'm grown. I want to feel like an adult even in your home. So I've always said if I move in, I want to have my own space. I want to have my own things. I want to make sure I provide myself and pull my own weight. So that way you don't feel like you can just toss me to the side like I ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? So we've had that discussion and he understands. And on top of that, I'm helping out my family. Like, I can't just up and leave. Like, I'm with my family right now, staying with my mom and my grandmother. I pay half the bills. I help out. I support everything I can. And so me leaving would be an impact on the income coming into the house. And I don't know if my mom can handle it without me. Since my dad passed and since my grandmother been having her health issues and stuff, my mom has not been able to even get a clear 80-hour check. You know what I mean? So my money helps a lot. And if my money is gone, what's she gonna do? Not only that, I do the cooking, I do the cleaning, I do the handiwork, the yard work, all that. If I move, who will do all that? Who? No one. And so these are things I have to take into account when I'm thinking about leaving or thinking about moving or thinking about going somewhere separately. Because I have to be able to say I did not abandon my family. You know what I mean? It's very simple. It's not that complicating, but it's definitely something that me and him have to sit down and really plan out and map out. And also have to sit down with my mom and try to, really get her an understanding of, look, lady, I'm not abandoning you. I'm not ditching you. I am honestly just moving on to greener pastures. Okay? I'm grown. I'm grown. And and if I'm being honest, if I want to be in a serious relationship with somebody, I am going to want to move in with them. And that's just going to be it. I don't want to be spending the night all the time. I don't want to do spend the night bags forever. No. That's not going to work for me in this relationship. I want something serious. And my actions got to show that. So I'm glad he gave me the offer to move in. I'm glad I know that I can move in. And when that day comes, we'll know because we'll both be ready. But I want to make sure that what I'm leaving behind is capable of handling itself when I go. That's really all I'm thinking about. You know what I mean? Just making sure what I leave behind is able to function without me. Very simple. Not too complicated, if you ask me. Now, you guys, I did see a funny little post. Wasn't that funny, but it was funny to me. But it was funny to me. But it wasn't that funny. But it was funny to me. It's funny. Okay. So I saw a post where somebody basically asked, and I thought it would be an interesting topic to talk about just for a little bit. How much time is regular sex supposed to last? Now, I understand the key word in that is regular. So what I picture as regular sex is on a weeknight. You know what I mean? Just on a regular Tuesday. Nothing extreme, nothing crazy. And my opinion, which is my opinion, I think the perfect time for like some regular sets, 10 to 15 minutes tops. We got to work in the morning. We got places to be. We got things to do. We got to go to bed. We got to make dinner. There's so much we have to do on the calendar. We're not going to be doing this for hours and hours and hours and hours. Now, here's my caveat. 10 to 15 minutes doesn't mean it's only one round. So, I mean, okay, take this for what I'm saying. You could do 10 to 15 minutes, one round, and maybe 10 to 15 minutes, another round. You feel me? It could be that simple. And then if you add foreplay in that, that tacks on another 15 minutes. So maybe we're looking at a 30 to 45-minute session. Simple. Very to the point. Very to the point. We don't have to be fucking all night long. I gotta work in the morning. I do not want to be tired because my leg's been in the air because I've been pumping my dick in you for like a whole hour. Nobody trying to do all that. We are older now. We ain't got no point to prove. We're not porn stars. I mean, well, I don't make content no more. Listen, I don't have to fill a quota up. I don't have to make sure I get enough footage and make sure I have enough duration of the sets so that way I get enough content. No, nigga, we're not doing all that. We just trying to get our rocks off. So as long as he's nutting and I'm nutting, it really don't matter how long it takes, if you ask me. He's not a long sex kind of guy anyways, which works for me. I don't have to do the most. I don't got to do a lot of cartwheels. I don't got to try to be like going the stendo route or doing a marathon in the bedroom. Because eventually he's going to be like, all right, babe, get off. He's definitely one of them bottoms that if you fucking him after a while, after 15, 20 minutes, like, all right, babe, get off now. You take it too long to get your nut and I'm ready to go eat. That's how he is. And I meet him right there. I'm versed. So when I'm bottoming, I'm the same way. And most of the time, if I'm topping, I'm holding back my nut. I can nut at any point I feel like. I can nut within 5 minutes or I can nut within 30 minutes. It's however I feel like it. I'm controlling the shit. So I'm making sure I don't nut. And when he topping, if he get, after a while, he just gonna stop. Because once again, we're ready to go eat. Like, I love that for us. We love eating. Like, that's our love language. I love that man, y'all. And I find myself talking about him on a day-to-day basis. This topic wasn't even about him, and somehow I made it about him. But yeah, for a regular session, I say if I was still single and I was linking with somebody, now look, we're gonna need a little bit more than 15 minutes because look, I ain't do all this prepping, I ain't do all this taking a shower, getting ready and all this other stuff, setting up a link in the session just for us to link for like 10 minutes. No, that's not gonna work. We need at least 30 to 45 minutes, maybe an hour. But if it's me and my man and we spend the night together, we hanging all weekend together, we day after day after day, we gonna fuck again tomorrow. We gonna fuck again the next day. We gonna fuck again after that. There is no reason to have to make this prolonged. We gonna get it again. Your dick ain't going nowhere. My dick ain't going nowhere. Your ass ain't going nowhere. And my ass ain't going nowhere. And we have mouths. Hello. Hello. It's me. Put your mouth down there. I put my mouth down there. Let's make this last forever. Make this last forever. And ever. And ever. Make it last forever. That's what I'm trying to do. Like, yeah, I use my mouth to my advantage. I told y'all I'm a munch. What do you think that meant? You know I don't be munching for 5 minutes, baby. No, I be down there as long as I can be down there. As long as my lungs allow me to breathe down there, I'm gonna be breathing down there, baby. And I'm not coming up for air if I don't have to. So be rushing for it. Like, seriously. I'm just saying all kind of shit, y'all. Let me get on to the next topic. Okay, so in the past, I have frequently browsed through the subreddit Ask Gay Black Bros. Oh, sorry, Ask Black Gay Bros. Okay, I guess that matters. And I frequently browse through there for different topics or different questions that people are asking. And I saw a post that I thought was a very important post, and I definitely want to share it. It was from the user ToughSecret8241, and the post started with saying, "Bottoming isn't submission, and topping isn't leadership." He goes on to say, "Just wanted to share this brother's post about tops and bottoms, and how many of us have been socialized to believe there is a hierarchy between the two roles. How roles led to ranks, measures of worth, and even metaphorical cages of our identity." Love the way he worded that. And here's the quote that he wanted to share. "I am not my position. I am my presence. And I do not sleep with men who need a hierarchy to feel like a man." Now that was a word. What he's basically saying is, as gay men, right, whether you are a top or bottom, you are not, and I repeat, you are not caged to a stereotype. You do not have to fit a role. Being a top does not mean you have to be the most dominant. It does not mean you have to be the leader of the pack. It does not mean you have to do all these other things. Right now, you just want your dick wet. Okay? And if you're bottoming, that does not mean you're submissive. That does not mean you are the more feminine one or the more passive one, or the one that's just there to please the top. No. You just want to get your ass wet. So when it comes to the bottom and top role, which I have spoken on millions and millions of times, you do not have to play a role. The only role you're playing is what you're using private part wise. Like, which private part are you utilizing? That is the only thing you should be focusing on. And yes, I've had people that I've bottomed for that wanted me to be more submissive. I've had people that I bottomed more that wanted me to be more of a power bottom. You see how that goes? And I feel like in gay relationships with us men, it's more equal on the front, because you may meet somebody that may be more dominant as a bottom or dominant as a top, or you may meet somebody that's more submissive as a bottom and submissive as a top. It really just depends on the person. And the best part about being versatile, I don't have to fit a role. I could be whatever the fuck I want to be at that moment. I'm going with my energy. I'm going with my flow. I'm fluid with it, and I'm able to just transcend to whatever I feel in the moment. If I'm really feeling like, damn, I want to take over that dick, then I'm gonna do that. But if also I'm feeling like, man, I want him to control me and fuck me crazy, I'm gonna let him do that. And then if I feel like topping him, and I want to just, be passive and passionate and just be slow and sensual and intimate, I can do that. But if I want to top him and I want to be rough and aggressive and assertive, I can do that as well. There's no, what's the word? There's no bots. There's no bots to put me in. I could be whatever I want in that moment, because what we're trying to reach is the same goal. We're both trying to climax. Hello. We're both trying to climax. So climaxing is not always about, like the rules and guidelines to get there. It's how we feel when we on the way. You feel me? As long as we enjoying ourselves, it should not matter. It really shouldn't matter. And some people get so caught up in roles that are just like, am I being a good bottom enough? I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing, baby, are you enjoying it? Because if you're not enjoying it, you're already doing it wrong. That's where you should start. Are you enjoying it? If you're topping, if you're in your head too much, you're not going to enjoy your dick, going to struggle because you're in your head. That's what took me so long to even be comfortable versatile. When I first started off, I started off as a bottom because I was told that's where I should go. I don't have the biggest dick. I'm very average. You feel me? Average size dick. It is what it is. Boyfriend dick. We told you earlier in an earlier episode. You feel me? Go check it out. I have a boyfriend dick. So no, I don't have a big old schlong that's hanging down to my knees. Do it hang down low, do it wobble to the floor. It doesn't. It doesn't do any of that. And that's cool. But I know how to use it. And it took me getting confident and comfortable in myself to where I can actually get out of my head and fuck my nigga how he deserves to be fucked. Hear me when I say it. And fuck my nigga the way he deserves to be fucked. Without me being in my head worrying if I'm being dominant enough, or am I being masculine enough, or does he think I'm too soft and what am I doing? No, don't be worrying about all that. Enjoy that shit. If somebody giving up that ass, enjoy it. However that is. If you want to make love to it, do that. If you want to tear that bit open, do that. Get their consent first. Don't try to hurt them or injure nobody, but do your big one. You feel me? And that's all it's about. Enjoying. And that's what I be trying to do. I be trying to enjoy myself. And as long as I'm making sure my partner's enjoying himself, or whoever I'm having sex with is enjoying themselves, that's all that matters, right? Okay. See, I feel like everybody is on the same page, and I'm glad to see that. I'm glad everybody on the same page. Welcome to the Same Page Club. And we're all here, ready to continue the flight. Now, To move on to the main topic that we're talking about tonight, whenever you're listening to this, shout out to my early listeners. Is at times we don't enjoy our relationships because we're overthinking and overanalyzing things. We're always wondering what a partner is doing, how they're doing it, who they're communicating with, what they're doing when we're not looking. And one way we're typically guilty of this is with cell phones. Texting, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, Threads, Reddit, all of it. You're always wondering what your partner is doing. We're all guilty of it. We've all saw our partner texting and we look over our shoulder wondering, who the hell are they talking to? Why he keep giggling? Why his phone keep beeping? We've all had that fear. We've all had that issue. And I can really say I am incredibly guilty of this. I was always under the impression I should have access to my partner's phone. I need to know what they're doing, where they at, how they're doing it, who they're talking to, and what they're talking about. And over the years of my life, in every relationship, past relationship that I've been in, situationship, that has never, and I repeat, that has never fixed anything or satisfied me. The 1 minute I dive into that phone, the instant I look into that phone or I go through a text message or I go through an inbox, it opens up a chain reaction of me always constantly needing to find something, always needing that reassurance. You should get that reassurance and that trust from your partner and their actions, from how they make you feel, from how they make you think, and how they treat you and how they love you. And if you're receiving that, if you're getting that from your partner, that form of reassurance, there's no reason to look in their phone. I know it's a very, very crazy concept I'm saying right now for a lot of people, for myself included. But try trusting your partner. Try it. Walk through the relationship, enjoying the moment, enjoying what you have, and not allowing your fears, your anxiety, and insecurities to take over and cause you to blow up something. Because what happens is, say you go through the phone. You go through the phone, say he sleep at night, it's 3 a.m, he may be drunk, knocked out, whatever the case may be. You get the passcode to his phone, you go in the phone, you don't find anything. But while you're looking, he wakes up and catches you in his phone. You have now violated his trust. Yeah, you've now violated his trust because now you're invading his privacy. So now he can't trust you. All because you was afraid to trust him. It's a crazy concept, but we don't realize that when we go through these phones, when we're looking and seeing what they're texting about and who they're texting, we're breaking trust on both sides. Even if they are doing something, even if they are cheating, fucking around, doing everything possible, do not get caught up in the rigmarole of trying to be Blue's Clues and Inspector Gadget and figure out what's going on. If it's happening, it will be revealed to you in time when you need to find out. There's no reason to go looking. I promise you this. This is something I've learned. If somebody is doing something to you in the dark, it will come to the light. There's no reason to go snooping in their privacy, going through their emails, going through their mail, tracking them. All of that is too much. If you have to do all of that, throw the relationship away. And I've vowed since day one, since getting in this relationship, that I will never go through this man's phone. He has never tried to go through my phone. And I know there's been times when he has given me his passcode for me to do something on his phone real quick. I've never went through anything. Because you know what? What if I find something? Then what I'm going to do? Am I ready to leave? No. Because you know how many exes I've been with? This is funny. You know how many exes I've been with where I've gone through their phone, gone through their text messages, saw something, confronted them, we had a big old blow up, and then I was still in a relationship. So now I'm in a relationship. He can't trust me around his phone. I'm still not able to trust him because of what I found, but we're still in a relationship. From that point on, it's going downhill. There's no more relationship. It is basically totaled at this point because it's all going downhill at this point. You've ruined everything. You've ruined the relationship by breaking the trust. You have to allow the person to be trusted. Let them betray you first. Let them break your trust first. Don't go looking for it. I really had to start telling myself, do not go looking for something you don't want to find. If you truly don't want to be hurt, if you truly don't want him to be cheating, why go look for him to be cheating? Tell yourself, and it may sound like you're telling yourself a dumb lie, tell yourself, my man wouldn't do that to me. Tell yourself, my man's not doing that to me. Tell yourself, why and what do I have to base it on to think that he was doing something to me? There's been many conversations that I've had in my relationship where he had to ask me, have I given you any reason to believe that? And my answer is always no. So with that being said, you have to go off of that, because no relationship is going to survive with a lack of trust. It's not possible. Sorry if people have been telling you it can happen. It can't. It can't. It creates a toxic formula, a toxic pattern of chaos and confusion and commotion. Who the fuck has time for that? I don't. I don't know if you do, but I don't. I don't want to have time for it. I'm not making time for it either. So I'm not going to instigate anything. I'm not going to activate anything. Once I start going through his phone, then who's to say he starts going through my phone? And now we're arguing about stupid things like, why did you like this picture? Or why did you text back this person? Or this person wrote you. What did you say? It just becomes chaotic for no reason. I feel like once you guys start going through cell phones, once you start checking inboxes and checking text messages and snooping through phones, the relationship is done because there's no trust. And this goes back to my trust issues episode, where I know I have issues with my trust. I know I have issues trusting my partner. And it's mainly because I have issues trusting my own intuition. But what I'm doing now is showing myself that, Robert, you have discernment. Robbie, you have discernment. Trust it. Trust your instinct. If you believe your man will not hurt you, if you believe you have chosen somebody that will put you first before themselves, there's no reason to invade their privacy. There's no reason to go through their things. And there's no reason to break that trust that he gave to you. If your man tell you, hey, babe, change that song, hit my passcode, change the song for the radio while we riding or whatever, do that. Don't go through his phone. Show him that he can trust you. You'll eventually get the passcode. Eventually, it will be the point where somebody can be calling his phone and you can answer it and give it to him. And he won't feel threatened by it. He won't be alarmed. It allows him to be comfortable with you. If he knows that he could come to you about something that's going on or something that may happen he may have, I don't know, say somebody message him or calls him or say something to him inappropriately that you would normally have to snoop and find out about, because you've allowed him that freedom to make the right decision. If he knows he can trust you, he may be comfortable enough coming to you to tell you about it, because you guys have established boundaries. You guys have established trust. He understands, I better not fuck this up. This man, he trusts me. You feel me? This man trusts me. Why would I break that trust? Sometimes, and this may sound stupid, when you already don't trust a person, they feel like, well, I might as well go do it. Don't y'all know the song? I know y'all know the song. What did Keisha Cole say? When she had the red hair, when she had the little red hair with the bondo a little bit or whatever, it was a little bit curly, and she had a little blonde undertone in there. What did she say? I should have lied. I should have cheated. Baby, I should have went out to the club. That's what she said. Because she was being accused time after time after time after time. I had to start looking at it from that point of view. I'm always the victim and I'm always the victim. So I have to sometimes take myself out of the victimhood and stop and say, what if I'm the person being accused all the time? What if every time I pick up my phone, my man is like, who texting you? Who calling you? Who? Do you know how aggravating that would be considering I pay for my phone and I pay my phone bill? That would drive me up a wall. And that would cause me to feel like I'd have to be closed off. It would make me want to be even more private because he's not even giving me the privacy I'm allowed. You know what I mean? It's just very that simple. And no, I'm not saying that you should automatically trust someone if they've already broken your trust. No. If you know they already can't be trustworthy, you shouldn't be with them in the first place. But if they haven't done anything to warrant you to be snooping and trying to figure out what's going on and you trying to go and break codes and all kind of stuff, if you got to hack their computer to figure out who they are, don't be with them. And this is from experience. Like, story time. You ready for it? Let's go. There was a time. Oh, boy. There was a time when, in the beginning of my relationship with Mr. Johnson, I don't know if I told this story before, but I'm going to tell it again if I have. We started dating in December. And I believe it was around April or May where something finally told me to go and try to find if he has a jacked. I got access to his phone, and actually not on his phone. I did it from my phone. I logged into his account. I figured out what his email was. I already had his email because he had given me access to his email. And I logged into his jacked. Realized he still had a jacked. That part caught me by surprise. And I was able to go back for months from January, from when we first got together, seeing him reference having a boyfriend, reference being in a relationship, still exchanging numbers, still trying to link, still trying to sell pussy. Well, let me put it like this. Still trying to sell ass. He was still trying to sell ass. He was still trying to link with niggas and do all kind of stuff behind my back with my car, bro. And at the time, it made me feel like, damn, had I been in his phone this whole time, I would have known all that. But here's the catch. I found out all that then and still stayed with him. So what me knowing would have done? What me knowing? It didn't change anything. It just made the rest of the relationship be me trying to catch him all the time, to the point where I can't go to work without wondering what he's doing. To the point when I am asleep, whenever he gets up out of the bed, now I can't sleep because I'm wondering who he's texting, who he's talking to. That is not fun to live. That life is not fun to live. You don't want to live like that. That is so much anxiety just sitting up here wondering what a person is doing at all times a day. And for the duration of our relationship, after that point, I was always wondering. I was always searching. I was always trying to find and catch. And guess what? I did. Over and over and over and over again. I kept finding messages. I kept finding emails and inbox threads and just news and things that I should not have been finding that he was keeping from me. And honestly, he never deserved my trust in the beginning. So I said, after that relationship, my next relationship, I was going to play differently. I wasn't going to just jump in a relationship with somebody I shouldn't trust. Make them niggas earn your trust. That way, when they earn your trust, you don't have to go looking and wondering, and you know who your boyfriend is. You know who your partner is. You already know what they're capable of. You know what they're not capable of. And that's something you have to do. And that's because some people don't take their time. People don't take their time getting to know people. So they get in these situations where they don't know the person. They think they know the person. They don't know the person. Then that person goes and does something. And they're like, wait, how can he do this to me? He's lied to me. Who am I laying with? And it's like you never knew who you were laying with, sweetheart. because you never took the time to get to know them. You never took the time out to build that trust, to understand them as a person and see if they're the type of person that would even hurt you. Because when you assume automatically that somebody is going to break up with you or cheat on you or do all these things, you're speaking on their character. Get to know their character first. And if that's what their character gives, don't be with them. Don't even get that deep. I honestly believe that you could find these things out in the first few months. Mind you, me and Mr. Johnson started dating in December. I found all these things out April, May. Had I just took my time and got to know him from December to May, I would have found it out without being in a relationship. You see what I mean? It's very simple. Very simple. This relationship I was in, we dated and talked on and off for a whole year before we made it official. That is what I'm talking about. Make sure you know this person and what they really about. So you can make sure you can tell when they're lying and when they're not lying. You know when they're trying to hide something from you and when they're not. You know when they're being real and when they're being fake. You know all this without having to snoop. I know so much about this man and I've never had to go through a message at all. I know the way he flirt. I know the way he talk to people. I know the conversations he'll have. Do I know every person he's talking to? No. That's not important. What's important is the time he spends with me. What's important is the values he showed me. And what's important is the way he makes me feel. And when that day comes where I start feeling like he's doing things to break my trust, then we would have that conversation. But he hasn't done that. So why would I be invested in getting his phone? Why would I feel like it's important for me to investigate and try to figure out things or look into things that there's nothing to look into? I'm not going around messaging people trying to set him up. I'm not making fake accounts trying to message him to see if he's going to respond or to see if I can get him to send me a nude. Why? What are you proving? That you know how to be hurt? Because if you're just going to sit there and be hurt and you ain't going to do nothing about it, there's no action behind it, why put yourself in that position? Why cause yourself that much pain? Being hurt and cheated on hurts. Like, that's a lot of pain. Like, when you feel betrayed by somebody and they've broken the trust because of a phone, that is pain. It's truly pain. Like, he has multiple phones. When you're dating somebody that has multiple phones, that takes a lot of trust because everything in you is telling you he got a whole phone and he got a phone that he talks to you on. You have to tell yourself the reasons that he got this phone, the reason that he gave you the reasons. If he say, I got this phone because it's my business phone and this is my other phone where I just use for personal, you have to trust that until you see otherwise. And if you see otherwise, go from there. But if you don't see otherwise, trust him. I mean, they don't say ignorance is bliss for nothing. You don't need to know everything. You just need to know that your partner won't do something to you out of bounds. You just need to know that your partner understands boundaries and knows what he can and can't do. If you was to ask my man right now, what's one thing that would make me leave him? He gonna say if he cheat on me. He already understands the program. I ain't had to go through his phone nan time for him to understand that. I ain't had to take his phone and throw it across the room and break it. None of that. We ain't have to do none of that stuff. We ain't have to do a show me your phone. I'll show you my phone. Here, let me go through it. Give me your phone. Let me go through your inbox. What's your Snapchat doing? Da, da, da. We ain't got to do none of that. We've had those conversations. And because we've had those conversations openly without me accusing him, he showed me stuff without me having to ask, without me having to make a fuss about it. And that's how you have open communication. That's how you have honest dialogue. That's how you have a good, trusting relationship. And that's what we all should be striving for. If you want to be with somebody, you want to also trust them, correct? So, make that shit happen. Trust them. It's that simple. I promise you. It's that simple. It does not need to be any deeper than that. It does not need to be more prolonged than that. We don't even have to go into any more details. If you're sitting next to him and you see that message go off, let it go off. That's fine. Somebody just text him. Hey, babe, your phone just went off. Somebody just text you. All right, cool. As long as you don't hear that alert that's jacked and you don't hear that alert that's grinder, Then you don't got nothing to worry about. Now, when you hear those alerts, then we got to talk. Because, babe, now you're trying me. Because you know damn well we don't have those apps. You know damn well we don't need those apps. And we don't got no business on those apps. Okay? So, don't play with me. Now, that's where I will draw the line. But if I see him getting alerts like that on no accounts, we're going to talk about it right then and there. And in that moment, that's when he's got to prove it. He has to prove it. He has to prove that he's not doing something out of line, because why is that going off? Why are you even on those apps? That's what the conversation about, not what the message is. Why are you on those apps? What's your reasoning for being on there? And based on his reasoning, you go from there. Is it good enough for you to believe him? If it's not, you know what to do. Hit the road. And you have to be prepared for that, because you can't control anyone's actions. You can only control how you react. Okay? So if somebody breaks your trust, if they hurt you or they cheat on you and they betray you, learn to accept that, what they did, accept the action, and be able to remove yourself from the situation. Be able to recognize, I no longer trust this person. I will never, ever trust this person. I have to walk away from this. That's hard. It's a hard pill to swallow, but that is just the most logical thing to do. You have to be able to let go, because trying to find that, you're just trying to prove to yourself that he's not cheating on you, because you want that reassurance. But then when you find out he is, now you're like, oh shit, he actually is. That means I actually got to go through with leaving him. You're not ready yet. So why did you even go looking? That's what I'm saying. If you're not ready to go, there's no point of looking at it. Like I'm just saying, do not go looking for something you don't want to find. Because if you find something you wasn't looking for, you can be mad about it. And then what? What can we do? What can we do for that? Like, what can we do with that? It's too late at this point. The damage is done. The damage is done. Finito. It's already happened. So now what you're going to do about it. And that's why I don't believe in going through phones anymore. I have grown up. I have matured. And I do now see going through phones do not change a thing. Just because you're able to go through your man's phone does not mean he's not going to cheat on you. If he was going to cheat on you, he was going to do it whether he had access to a phone or not. So, in that point and in that moment, what you going to do about it? Since you already know that he was going to do it anyways, or he was possible or capable of doing it, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to stay? Are you going to continue to trust him even though he's broken your trust? Or are you going to let ignorance be bliss and enjoy what you have with him for whatever time being it is? If it's for a lifetime, enjoy it for a lifetime. But if it's for a season, enjoy it for a season, accept it for what it was. When he breaks your trust, walk out the door. I know I'm repeating myself, but I really want to make sure you guys understand what I'm saying. Okay? I'm summarizing this up because I'm coming to the conclusion. Trust your partner. Okay? But don't just be naive. Let them earn your trust. Once they earn your trust and the trust has been built, and you guys have formed this bond and trusting relationship, if he does not break your trust and he does not ruin anything or hurt you or betray you in any way, love that man and give him his privacy and his freedom and space to make the right decisions. So that way you know what he would do without you watching. You don't want this man maneuvering thinking, if I do this way, he's going to catch me. He's just going to find new ways to do it. So don't even do all that. If he's going to get caught, he's going to get caught. You will find out. The universe will reveal it to you in due time. I promise you that. And that's something I promise. The universe will reveal it to you in time. And there's no reason to force it, rush it, or hope for the worst. And I mean, really, there's not much else I can add to that. Just trust the nigga until he give you a reason not to. I mean, simple as that. And I know it's so hypocritical because I know all my exes probably listen to this like, I know this bitch ain't saying trust them until you got no reason to trust them. Yeah, I learned from y'all. I went through too many phones. I was brokenhearted too many times. I've hurt myself too many times to allow myself to cause myself more pain. You causing yourself pain. You hurting your damn self. Why you going to look for the hurt? Girl, don't go looking for the betrayal. Don't go looking for the hurt. Don't go look for all the anger and the pain and heartache. Don't go looking for that. It'll come if it's coming. Destiny will bring it your way. I promise you that. Fate will allow you to know when you need to know. And I don't think there's much else I can add to that. I've really said a mouthful. I've really summarized as much as I could summarize when it comes to trusting and not trusting a man. Honestly, truly. So, yep, we're going to wrap that one up. And again, I'm going to say, trust your partner until he says or gives you a reason not to. And, yeah, stop going through that man's phone when he sleep. Damn, roll your ass over and go back to sleep your damn self. My God. I'm so serious, y'all. But I'm done, y'all. I'm wrapping it up. And on that note, I did enjoy myself talking to you today. I hope you enjoyed yourself. And if you did, come back next Wednesday. Every Wednesday after that. Tune in to what I got to say. And yeah, just keep linking with Robbie.